From the outlaw biker dying a terrible death, to fans saying that bringing him back from the dead would be a cop-out, here's every way Jax's character could return from Sons of Anarchy. Let's be real, Jax Teller was the lead man of the series for 7 seasons straight, until his death in the finale Papa's Goods. Heck, he carried the legacy of the Sons of Anarchy for years. And we all know becoming president of the club wasn't easy. I'd say he was doing well for himself too near the end, until his life took a turn for the worst, when his wife, Tara Knowles, and his best friend Opie Winston died. Things didn't get any easier after that when his mother, Gemma Teller Morrow, lied about killing Tara. After the revelation, a series of violent events unfolded, which ended with the outlaw biker killing himself by driving headfirst into a truck, with the police on his tail, much like his father. We were all shocked because his death came out of nowhere, but the directors killed him off as a symbolic sacrifice. In fact, his death was inspired by Shakespeare's Hamlet. Showrunner Kurt Sutter wanted the series to be a classic tragedy, which meant killing off the protagonist. Sure, Jax had lost his mother, wife, and children, but he needed to die himself in true Shakespearean fashion for Kurt's vision to come true. And as creative as it was, fans want one thing now, and that is Teller back to Mayans MC. Though it's hard considering Teller died. Some fans have a theory that easily solves this issue. They think Jax faked his own death. Remember how he told his sons to abandon town in the finale? Well, fans think that he might be enjoying a comfortable life with them somewhere. Now, you might be wondering how that's possible. So, you know how the club has strict rules which can lead to severe consequences if broken? Like if a club member kills another member, they're in for a meeting and a mayhem vote, which means death. We saw it happen with Clay, and then Jax. Gemma lied to Teller, which led to him going after Jerry White, aka the president of the club. White didn't help things when he said that JT might have killed himself, so Jax reacted by shooting him in the face. But soon, Teller learned the truth and came clean to the club, who decided to put his fate to a mayhem vote. Now, with any other person, the decision would have been to kill them. But in Jax's case, the club couldn't bring themselves to follow through. So Teller took matters into his own hands and killed himself. The thing to note here is that the series never showed Jax's body. We saw some blood running down the floor, and that was it. Also, whenever a TV show doesn't show its audience the dead body, you know something fishy's going on, and they're gonna pull a fake death shtick later on. According to one Reddit theory, Teller made a deal with the San Joaquin County District Attorney, Tyne Patterson, and he confessed everything, even spilling the deets on August Marks' organization. In return, Tyne helped fake Jax's death, putting him under witness protection. Some even suggest that the person driving the truck was one of Patterson's men. It makes sense, because this way, Teller would not only have stopped Patterson from going after the club, but also would have saved them from Mark's goons. Of course, there are some who don't support the theory at all, and think Jax died for real. In their view, there's simply no going around the club's rules. Sure, a few of them have been bent in the past, but the mayhem vote is ironclad. Even someone like Jax can't go around it. Now, in case this theory doesn't hold up, fans have been speculating whether Jax would have made it out if Tara never died. There was that one moment in Season 4 where it hits Teller that he can't change the club, and leaving is the only option. But he didn't in the end, because he didn't want to live off Tara. Another fan agreed and backed up their opinion by reminding everyone that the reason Jax thought he couldn't leave was because without the club, he'd only be a second-rate mechanic. You see, Teller doesn't have any education or technical training, and to make things worse, he has a criminal record, which limits his options. But another fan thinks that Jax could have left during Season 4, if the cartel and the CIA hadn't messed up his plan. Talking about how he could return to the series though, one fan thinks that he could come back for the finale of Mayans MC. They also think that he's still alive, and could come back in the final episode that's due to air soon. If Teller does make an appearance, he could see how Isaac and others are things, taking a vow with Alvarez to take their clubs back. Both men could take on Isaac, starting an epic battle, ending with everyone's favorite king back on his throne. But I think I have an even better theory in mind, And that is Jax could return as a figure like the homeless woman in the spin-off series. So if you've been paying close attention, the show's had a homeless woman appear a bunch of times now. Jax even gave her a blanket once. Now, Sutter never revealed who the mysterious woman was, but he said that she was the bringer of eternal light and the harbinger of all things dark. I don't know what that means, but if Teller could take on a mysterious role on the show like this one, I'm all here for it. And so is Charlie Hunnam, the actor who brought Jax Teller to life on the show. Fun fact, he's already working on a way for Jax's return, and he's excited about what he's come up with. I don't know how that would work, but the last I heard from him, Charlie was saying that the idea was still under development. Theo Rossi, who plays Juan Carlos Ortiz on the show, also hinted at a reunion. But like Charlie, he kept his lips sealed. Though I would like to point out that Charlie never specified if he wanted to return as Jax or some other character in another project, like Sutter's new show, The Abandons, which is set to focus on a community of ranchers as they protect their land against a rich family. What's interesting is that Charlie also hinted at something along these lines the last time I heard from him, as he said that there's something about the universe that involves him, but not Jax Teller. Again, I don't know what exactly he was talking about there, but the good news is whatever happens, fans are all here for Jax's return. With one fan saying, "The ghost of Jax Teller." Another Reddit user commented, "Surprise, he's not dead, just been in a coma for years." A few of them think Jax could come back as the narrator, while others want him to return purely because of the show's ending. But there are a bunch who don't approve of a comeback at all. It's like this. Fans don't want to see the outlaw biker return in a flashback, or even a vision in Mayans. But a show following Abel and Thomas, where Teller could make an appearance as a narrator or a ghost? Yeah, they'd sign up for that. On the flip side, one fan said that they're fine with Jax's story ending here. But I don't think that fans have to prepare for that worst-case scenario just yet, because Theo Rossi has been whispering in fans' ears about a possible comeback for the entire gang. He was recently talking at a panel discussion for a show, Emily the Criminal, in Los Angeles, when he dropped the bomb. According to what Theo had to say, the higher-ups are cooking up something where the original gang gets back together, and even Theo thinks it's insane. Rossi also said, if that happens, it'll be wild and perfect. And even more importantly, the cast would get to talk every day, which is exactly what Rossi wants because he's best friends with Charlie. Someone asked Theo about a possible Sons of Anarchy movie as well, and you won't believe what he said. The actor smiled and said, "It's totally different. It's really cool. I think Charlie returning in a new Mayans MC project would be better than a flashback, because that would taint his memory." One fan said it best, that for Jax to not be dead would be a cop-out. And even if they do decide to bring him back somehow, there's a mayhem vote, which means Indian Hills would always want him dead. Throwing out the mayhem vote now would be a disrespect to the show. So, from fans saying that bringing him back from the dead would be a cop-out, to the outlaw biker dying a terrible death, here was every way Jax's character could return from Sons of Anarchy.